is going to be kind of a short one, and I'm just going to talk about one of my friends. And when you think that God's not with you, or that God's quiet, or God's forsaken you, that he hasn't. And sometimes things don't go according to plan, and it's really rough. So this video is about one of my friends from college. And so I'm an airline pilot. We're running around the Lakeville airport in Minnesota right now. But we went through flight school together out in Kansas, and where I'm from, and he's a real nice guy. He was out from western Kansas, had a good life, and everything was kind of alright. And then he got through his private, his instrument, I'm pretty sure he got his commercial, and I think he was working on finishing his CFI. So he was just about to do that, and essentially he was like waiting for his check ride for it. Like, he was already done, he just was waiting for his check ride. And suddenly, so he's in good health, he's a super fit guy, he works out all the time, he's jacked. I mean, he's not huge, like kind of, he's like me, but like much better looking and much stronger. We'll leave it at that, and hope he doesn't watch this video, and no homo. But alright, so he's living his life, and suddenly the dude has a heart attack, and his heart quits beating, and suddenly I think he had like some sort of stroke too with it, or all these bad things just happened to him. I mean, he was living his life, and he was about to be a pilot, and he was about to go to the airlines, he was about to get a high-paying job, and it was going to be awesome. I mean, imagine you're at the start of the lure type of thing. You're right about to get into it, and the dude has a heart attack, and he would have died, I guess, but his girlfriend, who's now a Delta flight attendant, she found him laying on the floor. She like came back at her apartment or something like that, or their apartment, and found him just laying on the floor dead, called like essentially dead, I believe. I can't remember if he actually died or if he just had that heart attack or what happened, but they found him on the floor, and he had to get surgery. He got a pacemaker, he lost his medical. So they most likely, with all the things that have happened, it's very unlikely he'll ever fly an airplane again. And becoming a pilot isn't cheap. He probably spent like upwards of, I don't know, over 100 grand, I think he had in school, because we went to a college, and so he was like a senior in college or something like that. He had a ton of money, a lot of investment into this. And I mean, imagine that was your life. That's a horrible thing to imagine for anyone. And then he gets done with that, and he ends up living. So then he's okay, but he lost his medical. And then at the same time, his dad got brain cancer, and suddenly his dad's dying, and his dad's like in and out of the hospital. His dad actually just passed like about 2 weeks ago, and on the day before his birthday or something like that. I mean, what another terrible thing. And the guy's life has just beat him down in every corner. There's a little warrior or something landing, and you look at it and you say, man, how does this guy have hope? What is wrong with, like, how could God let this happen? You see what I'm saying? And you look at your life and you say, man, this guy, if I was him, I would just given up. He has $100,000 of debt. He has a pacemaker. He has all these medical bills too. His girlfriend ended up breaking up with him, the flight attendant one, and he's just, I mean, anything that you could really think of happened kind of went bad for his life. And suddenly he's living at home with his parents. He's broken up. His girlfriend was out, doing things that make it hard for you to look at someone you care about doing. And his dad's dying and all this, and he lost his whole career, and he had all this debt. And now he's like delivering boxes. He worked at a Amazon warehouse, and he's delivering boxes now for UPS, doing like grueling work, driving a truck around, walking up to your door and dropping a box off. And it kind of sucks. I mean, just think about that. If that was you, that would suck. And yet he hasn't lost hope. He hasn't lost hope. And you look at someone like that and you say, man, I struggle with trusting God and having my own problems with him and everything else. And my life, I haven't even experienced one of that. I got both my parents, good health. I am an airline pilot. I have a great job. And you try to relate and say, man, what would I do if I was them? Would I be able to handle that? Would I have left God and just said, God, what have you done to me? Like, really, truly. just wondered, did God just like hate me suddenly or whatever? And he doesn't, obviously, but I'm saying this because you have to really think, if that was you, what kind of situation would you put in? And there's only one option, is trust God. And I honestly can't say that life has gone like perfect for him. His dad just passed away and everything, but he's living out in Denver now, and he's got a job delivering boxes. He's paying off his debt. He's got a nice girlfriend now who has a decent job, so financially, the world's not at the end for him, and it's just like slowly things are figuring out. But I mean, at what point is there no more hope? How far do you have to be taken to just lose all hope? If that was you and you were, take it and relate it to whatever situation you're in, but what point would you have lost hope? And sometimes I wonder, would it be me? And just remember, in those situations, who would you have lost faith in God? Maybe, maybe not. But the faith in God is sometimes all you got. And as the saying goes, if all you have is God, then you have all you need. And it's hard to think about that stuff because it's just, life is hard. And he's probably not even the worst story out there. I have another friend that I talked about a long time ago who lives out in LA, and he probably even had a harder life than that. And it's just, God doesn't, just like Job, sometimes bad things happen, but it's not always a complete restoration. Sometimes God just gives you what he thinks you can handle, and if you can handle it and hold your faith, that's all you need to do, is you just got to put your faith in God. There's always questions as to why this or why that, and sometimes you may never get an answer. Job in the Bible, he never got an answer as to why what happened to him. God pretty much just came down and reminded him, who are you to even ask questions? And then he was like, you're right, I don't even know. He told him, and then God restored everything. Maybe life gets really hard for you and things don't get restored for you like they did for Job, but there's no point in giving up. God is always with you. He never leaves you nor forsakes you, and who knows, maybe that guy's life will turn around. Maybe everything will be good. Maybe he'll get his medical back, start flying, and maybe he'll win the lottery. You never know. Maybe it'll only get worse. But the point is that faith in God, if you can hold your faith in God no matter what happens to you, it's very important, because Jesus just doesn't give up on you. But if you give up on Jesus, there's only, sometimes he might beat you down, he might break you to try to get you back, but don't leave Jesus in the dust, because in those situations like that or something, there may be no other hope. If you just give up, you might be at the end, and you might really have lost all hope in everything. But there's hope in Jesus. Everything could be taken. God could take everything from you, put you on the side of the street in the ditch, and you could just lay there and starve to death and die. But you never know what God's will is. Not to say that wouldn't really suck, but God's will, we don't understand. We don't get why things happen. Bad things happen to good people, and it's an evil world. God says the prince of this world is Satan, but God's in control no matter what, and God's already paid the price for all our heads, and he's given us hope. In a situation like that, all you can look at and say is like, man, what does that guy have left? I wouldn't even want to be alive anymore if I was him. I would have killed myself. Those things people really say, real thoughts that, being honest about it. And truthfully, some people might have. It's a rough situation. But when you have nothing else, you always have hope in Jesus. And all these dead people, look at their lives. What did they matter? You drive past their gravestone, no one cares. You don't think about their hard days or anything. You look at them and say, oh, there's a dead person. They're either in heaven or hell. They're either with God or not with him. They don't, it doesn't matter what kind of life they live, just about. All that matters is where you go for all eternity. 100 years is nothing compared to, eternity. Think about if you had to live 100 of the worst years you can imagine for 10 million years of the best years ever, or 100 bad years for 1,000 good years. That seems like a good trade-off. Life can be really hard, life can be unfair, life can suck, but at the end of the day, there's hope in God, and he's already done it. The world wasn't kind to Jesus, and it wasn't easy on him, but he overcame it. And so he's already overcome the world, so you don't even need to worry about worldly things. You know, store up your treasures in heaven, because that's the only place it matters. Put your faith in God, trust in Him, rely on Him, realize He is good. Even in the bad, God is good. And my friend's doing alright. He has his spirits up and everything, so I mean, feel free to pray for him and help him to keep coming to God. He's struggling with it sometimes, and he's still on his way, his journey to, you know, fully submitting and coming to Jesus. So feel free to pray for him, because I promise you, he needs it. If I was him, I would want someone praying for me too. So that's it for today, guys. Don't lose hope. God loves you, even in the absolute worst days of your life, or worst years, or whatever else. Alright, well, see you guys. Leave anything in the comments. I'll make a video about it, or pray for you, or try to help you with whatever you need. So thanks for watching.